gonna record. That's not one of the things you do. Only do the things you do. You don't want any bad habits, Bird. Okay. All right. Hold on, you guys. Wait 1 sec. I get the power for the.
Ninja. I'll practice it.
All right, you practice, bud. But don't practice. Remember, don't practice mistakes. Practice the right thing. Okay. Hold on. We're almost there. Whoa. Whoa. It's the illusion reporting from somewhere on space ship Earth. Good evening. It's there you go. Yup. Good evening. It's another edition of Sober Wednesday. No, don't practice bad habits. All right, go and do your thing. You can do a class when you get it figured out. Whoa, it's Sober Wednesday here. This is the hour dedicated to those who suffer, whether you suffer from alcoholism, mental depression, suicidal thoughts, drug addiction, food addiction, sex addiction, gambling addictions, whatever it is that's getting between you and an abundant and beautiful relationship with a God of your understanding, this hour is for you. And we just ask that those that are here understand that this space is provided for people that are overwhelmed by the situation on spaceship Earth as we understand it right now. We're trying to offer a solution and a place for people to realize there is a solution. So act accordingly. And with that, let's open it up with the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't, the wisdom to know the things. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I can, the wisdom to know. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't, the wisdom to know. Dude, I've fully forgotten it. God, grant me the serenity. What? I'm going to do my thing, bud, okay? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thanks, Bird. All right, good work, bud. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Wow. Well, let's see. Life's a team sport. Owl came in and saved the day on that one. Boy, oh boy, dude. Ben Miller, thank you. Hit 1 year sobriety a couple days ago. Not as prosperous, as happy if I wanted to be, but any tips? All right, dude, we'll get into that. I'm going to get right back to you, dude, Ben, because that's right where you're supposed to be. That is right where you're supposed to be, but congratulations, a year around the sun, dude. So this is not an AA meeting. We're not affiliated with AA in any way, but we do read Chapter 5 from the Big Books of Alcoholics Anonymous on page 58, how it works. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to the simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They are naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what we are like now. If you are willing to go to any length to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. At some of these, we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. With all the earnestness at our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was nil until we let go. Absolutely. Remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. But there is one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now. Half measures availed us nothing. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. 1, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. 2, came to believe a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3, made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with him as we understood him, praying only for knowledge of his will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and practice these principles in all of our affairs. Many of us exclaimed, "What an order! I can't go through with it." Do not be discouraged. None among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. We are not saints. The point is that we're willing to go along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter of the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas. A, that we were alcoholic and could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. And C, that God could and would if we were sought. All right, I got to be right back. I got to check something. All right. Okay, let's get to Ben here, because Ben's right where it's at, man. All right, Ben. So you got to just kind of be ready to answer. Are you ready to answer a couple of questions along the way here? Because that'll help. So Ben's a year sober, right? And Ben's a year sober. Congratulations, Ben. A couple days ago, not as prosperous and happy as I would have wanted to be. So that's pretty standard. So Ben, let me ask you, are you working the steps with like some other alcoholics or sober people? Like, are you doing the work? Question number 1. And because doing the work is key to this whole deal. Because if you're not, if whether we are or not doing the work is definitely reflected in our perception of the reality we're in. So that's the first question I need, and then I can go from there, Ben. And trust me, it's just be thoroughly transparent, because none of us can see you. But yeah, it's one of those things. Gambling addiction, that's real, dude. Yeah, it's your brain produces some sort of chemical reaction from losing, dude. It's very interesting. Dun dun dun. So I have one other buddy that is sober, and we kind of help each other. We don't have a group though, which is definitely there. Okay, so Ben, there you go. Is that, like, I can tell right from your comment, that's exactly what's going on. Is because, again, it's not about the drugs or the alcohol or the gambling or the food or whatever it is that you're putting inside of you and stopping that. It's uncovering the reason why you do those things to yourself. And one of the reasons we do these things to ourselves is the self-talking mind tells us that we're inadequate, that we're failures, that we want to achieve things we can't achieve. So therefore it looks like we have a state of lack. So my first tip to the thing is you got to get with some strangers and get a group of people and go through the steps, dude, because again, not drinking or drugging is the first half. Look, so we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, whatever, or drugs or whatever it is. That's the first half of the first sentence. So if you've only just gotten rid of the drugs and the alcohol, you've only done one half of the first step. And it sounds like you can admit that you have unmanageability, because if you had manageability, you could be happy and prosperity to your heart's content right now. But again, the view that we have of what is happiness and prosperity alters radically over the course of sobriety, right? And so again, is if you're not doing the work on the steps, then you got, how do you come to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity? Because insanity is the problem we have, thinking that one of the insane things is we constantly keep repeating to ourselves that we can fix it, that it's supposed to look a certain way, but it can't, because it's unmanageable. It's not in our hands. But that's why you've got to admit that you can be restored to sanity. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. And once you can admit that what you've been doing has led you towards insanity, then you actually can make a decision. It's making a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand him. And that's where the rubber meets the road, right? Because we make a decision. Like, that's where we finally get to make a decision, right? Because we were powerless over alcohol and drugs, right? We're not making any decisions right there. Our lives have become unmanageable. We're obviously, unmanageability means we're not making any decisions, and the decisions that we're making are unmanageable, right? So by default, we're not really making the right decisions, dude. So we're not having any power there, and came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. Well, we're looking for something right there. And then once you realize that you're probably living in insanity, we turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand him. And then with the real work begins, right? Made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. And that gets to where you're at, where Ben, where it's going on is once we make a fearless and moral inventory of ourselves, we do begin to discover a couple things about how we perceive our experience up to this time, right? Like, we do get to look at what we view as happiness, what we do get to view as success and prosperity. And I think what a lot of people find along this journey is that what we viewed as happiness or prosperity or success was actually like the exact opposite of that. You find people that have sacrificed true love for the infatuation of happiness, right? The infatuation of short-term prosperity, because we live in that society, right? Like, short-term games, like, let me have it now. You can be super happy and prosperity in the now principle of, like, yeah, give it to me now. I got to have it now. I got to have it now. And not pay any attention to the consequences, right? But that's without God, right? God would have you understand that kind of gathering of these things is not exactly what is happiness nor prosperity, right? And so as we do the work, we begin to understand that we're out of our minds, man. That we're actually crazy people. That and the gift we get of sobriety is we get the tools to restore us back to sanity, right? And that's why we can't do this with a buddy. Like, like, again, Ben, my advice is just go to a meeting and get with a group of strangers and get a sponsor, somebody that you don't know. See, the reason you want a sponsor that's somebody you don't know So they got no skin in the game, dude. Dude, you're not going to get an honest response from your friend or your wife or your boss or whatever, because they have a vested interest one way or the other for you responding a certain way, dude. And so what you need is a complete stranger that doesn't know you from Adam or Eve, as the case may be, and can give you some brutal honesty. You want someone who's going to tell you that what you're about to do is idiotic. You want someone that's going to tell you the reason that you don't have happiness or abundance is because of the stupid things you do to sabotage all that, right? And again, as is, you want someone who's going to be brutally honest with you, because up till this point, if you're trying to achieve sobriety, you have been brutally lying to yourself on many levels, and you wonder why you're unhappy or you're alone or you're not as prosperous as you would hope to be. So that is why we go and get sponsors and join the rooms and do the work and do the steps, is because left to our own devices, dude, we'll just spin our wheels, dude. And so you need to take that year you just got, that one trip around the sun. You got to hold on to that with precious, precious life. And now it's time to get on the game, because right now, is if you've conquered the sobriety part, like not putting the drugs and alcohol in your body, now it's time to focus on the sobriety part, right? Because they're both parts of the sobriety, but one will leave you as you are. Why am I not as prosperous and happy as I think I should be? And the second one will fill in the blanks, right? And again, is life's a team sport, sobriety's a team sport, and we need outside influences. So let me just see, breaking the chains. Ham wanted to run something by you. So my job has been getting pretty bad, and honestly, it's running me down to the point of relapse. I'm planning on leaving and going back to school and focusing on new career and restoring clarity. Well, it seems pretty serious, breaking the chains. Again, it's almost the same thing that I just, you gotta check your head.
Daddy, do you want pizza for dinner?
Sure, that's fine. That's easy. That's fine.
Yeah, Daddy.
All right, that's Sober Wednesday. That's easy.
Oh, Daddy.
Yeah.
That's under the butt thing.
You figured out the hand thing?
Yeah. No.
There you go. Middle of the chuck. There it is. You got it. Good work. All right. Under the leg. So breaking the chains. Oh, you got to do some deep diving on yourself, man. You know, it's the same, like how well are you taking care of yourself right now? Like, how well are you taking care of yourself? Are you being of service? Are you working the program? I mean, I sense and I gather, if I recall breaking the chains, you've got like over a decade of sobriety, correct? Like, you should call me tomorrow. I know you got my number. Just call me tomorrow, man. But for the sake of argument, that let's say you got a bunch of time. So you have Ben, who just got a year. You have someone who might have a couple days here. You have somebody who might have 15 years, right? 25 years. It doesn't matter, because all we have is the day we're in, right? So our happiness is directly contingent upon our spiritual connectivity. Our outside life is a direct reflection on our spiritual condition, right? So if we're not happy at the core of our being, then our outside world, no matter how rad it is, will look somewhat unhappy. And then we will be like, I need to do something to restore that clarity, right? And again, is that like, I'm going to go back to school, I'm going to do this, a new career, new that. That's great. Everyone should be willing to like change their game. but you got to get to the core of why you're not happy where you're at, right? Because if you don't fix that, it doesn't matter if you go get a new career. It doesn't matter if you move somewhere. It doesn't matter if you get a new girlfriend, a new boyfriend, a new Ferrari, a new Datsun pickup truck. It doesn't matter, because the reason that you're not like in a super good place is because something inside of you is off kilter. And it just might be simply the fact that you haven't checked in with your network. And I'll throw this, is for many of us, is like the last 2 years through us, especially if you were pretty doing the program and going to meetings and doing all that stuff, like 2 years ago, for many of us, it just stopped cold turkey, dude. We had to go on our own, and we adjusted our lives accordingly. Like I for me, like, this keeps me on track, dude. Like, Wednesday and being of service and talking to people and picking up the phone and like being of service, right? So what I get with you breaking the chains is, like, I would suggest there's something underneath the surface that you may not be looking at wholeheartedly with thorough honesty and an outside set of eyes to go, oh, that's what's really going on here. And I'm all for getting a new career or changing your reality. I think that's one of the beautiful gifts we get being sober, but we have to be very careful why we're doing it. Because if we're doing it based upon a problem and we don't solve that problem, we'll just take that problem with us too. And again, is the problem is a gift, right? Like, the reason that you're not, like, Ben isn't as happy or as prosperous as you'd want to be at a year sober, and the reason that breaking the chains is not where he wants to be, where he's risking relapse, dude. Like, that's code red, dude. That's code red, because the further you get away from the last drink, dude, the easier it is to fall off the cliff, man. So again, is the relapse is at the warning sign. You've hoisted the flag up. Now what you do with the red flag, again, is up to you. Because there's one who has all power. That one is God. May you find him. Now, so the red flag that you're seeing, it may look like, what is it here? It's my job has been getting pretty bad, and honestly, it's running me down. It's legit, man. It's legit. But the reason that it's doing that to you is it's God trying to talk to you. It's God going, hey, breaking the chains, dude. Like, what's going on, man? Like, what are you caught up with here? What are you doing? Like, why is this? Why are you not grateful? Why are you bringing this into your situation? Oh, it's outside. It's outside. It's outside. But it's never outside, because you're the only common denominator in the story, right? So you have to, again, dig in on self and go, okay, what it is, but self can't reveal self to self. So you have to go to another person and tell them what is going on with self, so they can go, dude, it's not the job, bro. It's this other thing. It's because, you've got some unfinished business with mom, dad, the uncle, the IRS, whatever it may be. There is some reason that the surface level stuff is not working out, and you're like, I just got to change the surface level stuff, if only, right? And what I'm saying is, like, you sound like you're ready for a change, and good for you, dude. Change is awesome, but change for the sake of escaping your present is a minefield, and many people do not navigate that, because you just, wherever you go, there you are, right? Wherever you go, there you are. So whatever's making you unhappy right here, right now, isn't going to change till you change it, man. And again, it's God's giving you an opportunity to till you figure it out. And again, it's just asking God to come into your life and give you the tools that you need. So I think that it's very interesting. I would say that I think that Ben and Breaking the Chains are perfect bookends of the same problem at different ends of the time code, right? You know, Ben just got a year. Yeah, I made it a year, but I'm not where I want to be. Okay, that's great. And Breaking the Chains has got a bunch of time, not where he wants to be. That's great, because that means that you want more out of your life. So I remember I was going to these meetings up in Camarillo, right? I was going to this old, like, you know, Alano club type place with a bunch of old crusties, and I'd been doing this other kind of AA for a while, and it was like all like sort of super high-minded spirituality stuff, and it almost got me killed because I needed to go down and dirty. So I was down and dirty with these down and dirty alcoholics, like real rot guts, you know. And you know, they were doing a lot of time in the room, a lot of sober, 50 years, this and that. And then I hung out there for about a year, and I was like, these dudes are fully content being here, right? Fully content being in this room forever and doing the same thing. And that works for them. But for me, I was like, I need more out of sobriety. I want more out of sobriety. I don't just want to end up here. I want to take it to the next level. And again, it was that. Yeah, Bert, what's up?
Do you think this is a good gun for him?
Yeah. Here's your Mando that you put in the pocket.
Oh, there's Mando.
Safekeeping the Mando. And so again, is change is good, man. And again is it's not to, it just don't let it pass. And so Breaking the Chains, call me tomorrow. I know I'm pretty sure you got my number. If not, email me. Like, we're all going through it, man. I definitely agree on fixing the core problem, man. I think I've just let the system run me down unchecked. It's definitely look within and meditate on this. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. It's, dude, we're all at the same place, dude. This has been a brutal time to be truly connected and maintaining like sobriety and spirituality, because everything that you could possibly want to throw you off has been occurring, right? And we're tired, dude. Like, look, I would say, like, if you would talk to me, I think I was making videos about this like couple months ago. I was exhausted, man. Like, spiritually tired. 2 years of like, hold the line, diamond souls. Don't crack, don't flip out, don't lose your mind, don't charge the citadel, don't do anything, just maintain, dude, and deal with life. And let me tell you, dude, like a lot of it, like, because this is like a open medium, like, you don't know about, and life's very complicated and has all of its hecticness. And so for like all of last year, like, I just had to maintain my presence, like, in the chaos, and like let it work itself out. And the only thing that I could affect was myself and my ability just to be what it is, man, and not judge it and be willing to go on the ride. And here I am. It's like I think I got past that fatigue. And I've, you know, and again, is if you're anything like me, Breaking the Chains is like, now that the facade is faded and you weren't wrong and you were holding the line for all the right reasons and maintaining your sobriety and maintaining your job and maintaining your house and your friends and being of service and God and all of that stuff. Like, you got to the end where, like, we weren't wrong, but like, it's almost exhausting to be like, oh my goodness, it was that crazy for that long. Like, oh wow, what was I up against? When you like look back on the last couple years, like, we now see that we expended a huge amount of metaphysical energy maintaining the diamond souls, right? Holding the line, not cracking, not succumbing to the chaos, right? We really now get to be like, whoa, that was gnarly, man. And so you're I think breaking the chains, you're right where you are, man. And same with you, Ben. Like, dude, Ben, you picked an awesome time to get sober, dude. Like in the middle of the spaceship Earth shitstorm, dude. You were like, I'm getting sober. Like I'm thinking about where were we a year ago? Yeah. What was going on a year ago, dude? You're like, oh, it's now is the time. I go, that's a brave, bold warrior move, bro. So, and I wanted to hit on this, Ben. With the I'm not kind of where I want to be and not as happy as I want type of thing, right? Look at where you were the day before you got sober a year ago, where you were. And look at that where you are now. Like you're actually like focusing in on, I want my life to be better. A year ago, you were like, my life sucks. I just want to get sober, right? Think about how far you've come, Ben. Like, seriously, think about how far you come. Take a real good look at yourself in the mirror right now and go, holy smoke, where I was a year ago before I got sober and where I am now, I have happiness. I have prosperity because the dude who got sober or the gal who got sober was miserable and unhappy and not prosperous, and now you have sobriety. Dude, the greatest gift that you will ever get, man, because that sobriety is directly based upon a spiritual understanding of something much greater than yourself. So give yourself a high five, Ben, and you too, breaking the chains, and anybody else who's made it this far, right? Because this isn't easy on any level, dude. All right, Skank Hunt 42. I'm 4 days sober from drinking a fifth a day. I had the worst shakes the past couple days, but getting better. Skank Hunt. Yeah, I bet you did. That's a lot, dude. I'm glad you didn't die, dude. Again, I will put Skank Hut. Thank you for this. I will put the cautionary tale out there. There's only 2 detoxes that will kill you: is severe alcoholism to alcohol, heavy duty drinking, and benzos. So I highly advise, if you're a super gnarly, critical, slugging down hard liquor person, or you're addicted to benzos, that you do seek outside help before you go cold turkey. And the outside help can just be somebody to make sure you don't croak, because detoxing off of alcohol, if you're drinking that much, could kill you. I'm glad you made it. But Ben, I mean, Skank Hut, get with call an AA meeting and get some help in with you right now, because you don't want to go back, dude. Super empowering way to frame it. Thank you. Right on, Ben. Yeah, dude. Just realize how far you've come. I know it again, this is why we do need to be in a group of, again, I'm going to pitch it again, is what's a good reason to be in a fellowship of AA? Well, what's a good reason? I mean, besides you got somewhere to go, besides finding a sponsor and doing the commitments and meeting some new people, you know what else is really good? You get to see what it looks like when people go out. You get to see the empty seat, and you get to be like, oh, that dude had a bunch of time and went out, and now he came back like a month later, dude, just run over by the bus. So again, is the well, don't say no never, Skank Hunt 42. That's the dangerous thing, dude. Just give yourself today, man. Don't talk about tomorrow. Don't think about tomorrow. Just get through the day today. I'm seriously, Skank Hunt. My advice is to go to a meeting, call AA central office wherever you are, and get with some people and let them help you, dude, because it really is a team sport. And I'll tell you what, the person you're helping besides yourself is the person you're calling. So I had a cool seriously cold turkey, booze, benzos, and didn't sleep for 5 days. Didn't hesitate to seek. Yeah, don't hesitate to seek medical, Kyle. Like, I'll tell you, dude, like, it's real. And you can get that stuff. Dude, I'm telling you, like, you can get that stuff on the cheap too. If you're not, that kind of detoxing's digital detox. I'm right there with you, breaking the chains. Yeah, I'm with you, breaking the chains. The digital, I'm on that same program too, dude. It's all gnarly, dude. Tomorrow's a great day to end the problem. How about today, double edge? Today's the best day ever to end the problem. Hey, Hamish, I had 3 years of sobriety and I just relapsed about 2 months ago. I feel horrible and ashamed and guilty. I hate myself for relapsing. Again, is don't get caught up in that, man. We're alcoholics, dude, drug addicts, dude. That's what we do. So instead of doing the victim consciousness, right? Instead of feeling ashamed and guilty, it's a cunning and baffling disease. It says so right here. It's cunning, baffling, and powerful. So you have the, I'm on day 4 now. Any advice you could give a man? Dude, you got to go get with some people, dude. I don't know if you're doing the program or what, but turn yourself in, man. Turn yourself into some other drug addicts and alcoholics and raise your hand and go, dude, I just went out, man. And you'll understand that it's okay. It's just what you do with it, dude, because you've gained more knowledge now. They say you don't lose your time. You just change your date, right? So again, why is the relapse so brutal? There, it's written right there, dude. The guilt and the shame of it, dude. It's not the fact that you relapsed. It's the fact that God gave you a chance and you gave God the bird by doing your self-will run riot, and you went insane and you figured you could solve that problem by drinking or drugging again. And you realize you can't. And so now you're like, oh my God, like what? And so enough with that. Enough with the self-indulgence of guilt and shame. Dude, we're alcoholics. We're drug addicts. It's what we do. It's okay. It's just time to do it differently. Whatever you did on the last 3 years, change it up, dude. Take the strong look again. I don't know how people get sober without a sponsor and commitments and a super regimented schedule of meetings and stuff, dude. Trust me, the only reason I've been able to pull off the last couple of years is because, like, I'm super serious about it. Right on, Trill Dilly. Yeah, dude, it's just jump back in the game, man. Just go raise your hand again and just go, dude, I'm here. I'm so and so. I relapsed. I got 4 days. I need a new sponsor. I want this, and grab it like a drowning person, dude. Accountability is a big part, and not only helping yourself, but reaching out and helping others. It helps more than you think. Yeah, dude. Again, is accountability is the whole key, dude. Is it super important, man? You can start AA right now, dude. Exactly. The beauty of today's things, like, you can literally go online and get like an Australian meeting right now. Or, dude, there's meetings getting ready to turn on in the UK, like morning meetings and stuff, dude. The beauty, one of the bonuses of what's happened in the last couple of years is it's all online now. There's no excuse anymore to suffer, man. There really isn't. And that's why I do what I do, is just to get you. Like, I'm a gateway sobriety guy. Like, I'm the gateway sobriety. If pot's a gateway drug, I'm gateway sobriety. I'm just here to get you to realize there's a bigger world of sober people out there, and we're not out to judge you. We're not out to harm you. We're out to actually just help ourselves by helping you. Look, it's let me be super clear about it. Like, I do this because I'm selfish. And I want to hang on to what I got. And the only way I can do that is by giving it away, right? If I don't give away this, like, it's what, an hour a week, right? And if I don't give this away, dude, I might lose everything, dude. Like, and that's no joke, dude. That's like, people think that's a joke. It's not a joke, dude. You just go talk to anyone who's like really like relapsed and like, I mean, I'm sure truly to do, yeah, like just feeling that way about yourself seems horrible, man. And so we need to be serious about it. It's cool. So this hour I do, right. And it happens. So I was, I'm going to keep it under wraps, but so the other day I was at a pool skating, right. I was at a pool skating and there was a young ripper there, like super gnarly ripping skater. And he's like, dude, like he probably, I hope you're listening, brother. He was like, I watch your show. And like, and we got into this big conversation before he started skating about like, what he was facing and what was going on. And we were talking and the whole thing. And I'll tell you what, like bumping into that dude the other day up at the pool and knowing that like this had something to do with where he's coming from, that keeps me on track, man. That's God like returning the favor, dude. Like it's a symbiotic relationship. And so I'm just gonna say it again. The one way you can really help this planet, this reality, your community, is to actually get a hold of somebody and ask for help. Because when you ask for somebody for help, you're helping them more than they can help you. And it's a very interesting concept to really truly understand is the help you hope to receive, you got to give, right? So that means you got like that person that you're calling for help, you're giving them the gift of being able to help you. It's a gift, man. It is, you're giving someone the most beautiful gift ever. And I know you're coming from a place of brokenness or suicidal thoughts or loaded or, and my life's a disaster type of stuff. And you don't think that you have anything to offer. Like, what if what if you have the most powerful thing that any human being has to offer is relying on another human being for help? What if that's the whole gig right there? Because we think about how powerful it is to turn to God and let God help you, right? And if we understand the depth of that, like on a personal level with this God of our understanding, right? Imagine you just giving that gift to another human being. Imagine you just calling some other person and going, "Hey man, I'm about to like jump off the bridge, dude. And I don't know what to do." And that other person's not going to like save you. You're going to save each other. It's not a one-way street, man. So again, is that thing of not reaching out to people or picking up the phone or calling the suicide prevention number or calling AA central office or going to a meeting and raising your hand and asking for help. You're denying somebody else the gift that God gave them, right? Which was to return the gift that God gave them, right? So I just don't want anyone to think that asking for help is a bad thing. It's the ultimate like gift for somebody. And when you do it, you are really doing something beautiful for another human being. Because I'll tell you what, when like as a sober person, my primary purpose is not to raise children, is not to be a good husband. My primary purpose is to help another alcoholic achieve sobriety, right? I get all this other stuff because that's my primary purpose, right? Because that primary purpose is directly manifesting God's grace. Like it's not that's before God. It's just God's everything, right? And that's like the one focal point that you can actually tune in to the whole big picture of what God is to help another alcoholic achieve sobriety or overcome drug addiction or whatever, not kill themselves, feel, all of these things, right? Is that's my primary purpose. So translate that. What is my business? What am I about in this life? It's saving lives, man. And I don't mean that in some flip, egotistical way. Like, my job is to show up in life as a sober, spiritual example of God's grace, God's dignity, sobriety's gift, and help someone who thinks there's no alternative to this human experience except checking out. And don't think that alcoholism and drug addiction aren't suicide. They absolutely are, just the most brutal, slow-paced form of suicide humanly available, dude. I mean, it's quicker to starve yourself to death than to drink yourself to death or drug yourself to death. Yeah, you might get the hot shot and that's that, but for most of us, dude, it's just a long, brutal decades upon decades of just grimness, dude, right? So don't discount what it is that we do by being of service. And that's why, again, is like, I don't know how you stay sober without being of service to other people and picking up the pieces and helping other people achieve sobrieties, dude, because that's my primary purpose, right? That is my primary purpose, is to work for God, right? And God's like, yeah, dude, let me give you dude, like if this all works out here in the next couple weeks, dude, you're gonna see like what it looks like, dude. Like, we're about to come to the end of the fire chapter, like, for reals, dude. Like, it's exciting times, man. But again, as this only happened because I was willing to be of service to my community, my wife, my children, my friends, strangers, you know. And so God's like, let me show it. Let me put it on blast, dude. So yeah, don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call that person out there, dude. I know what you mean. I'm a stoner, but now I celebrate with a beer here and there. But if you have to be high 24/7, you need to fix your life in inner peace. You should be high off your life, dude. Yeah, man. You know, whatever works, dude. Again, I got no problem with people that enjoy a drink or a puff or a snort or a toot or whatever it is. Like, good for you, man. I sure do. Zzz. Oh, let's see. Bondi Budgie. Dude, for years I felt weed was something that helped me connect to God. It worked great until, the weed has turned on you, dude. Yeah, the weed turns on everybody eventually, dude. That's yeah, the weed turned on me first, man. Yeah, the weed. What, dude, I'm telling you, dude, once you realize the weed hustle, dude, and you realize that that this is the ultimate bong hit. I mean, dude, what's that thing right there? Look at that thing right there, dude. Where is it? I can touch it, dude, if I can find it with my finger. There it is. Look at that. There's a hole in the sky, dude. There's a hole in the sky. Look at ET phone home. ET phone home. You think I didn't just rip a spiritual bong hit right there, dude? I'm telling you, man, all that stuff that was being handed out at the in the little plastic baggies, dude, and the whole thing, nothing compared to the 4 billion foot graphics hit I just took right there, dude, you know? So again, is yeah, be grateful the weed's changing on you. The weed will turn on you. Oh boy, dude. Yeah, and it's the thing is, like, again, I'm just speaking in the terms. The reason that I can be high on life is because life sucks sometimes. Life is brutal. Life is brutal, and the grace and dignity to be able to get through the brutality of life. That's what it's all about. And I'm reminding myself as I say that right now, is like, oh yeah, duh. Like, oh yeah, like gratitude, like grateful for the crappy experiences, right? That's where the rubber meets the road. Can you be grateful for the shit storm that was your life? That's the trick. No, it's not about forgetting about it, dude. It's not about turning your back on it, dude. It's about embracing it and making peace with it and being able to love your story and be like, wow, like that was some debauchery and failure and drama, dude. Like, woo, I really gave it a go, dude. And again, that's the thing. Most people are too afraid to burn down their life, dude. And those of you who are there, like Ben, just give yourself an attaboy for the courage it took to burn down your life and then adjust course a year ago to a new purpose. Like, it ain't easy to be like a full lifetime pyromaniac with your life and just burning it down at all turns. And then just being like, I'm gonna get sober today. Yeah, that's gnarly. That U-turn, that flipping the script and just going, oh, dude, that's why we stick with it, because it just gets different each step along the way. And then sometimes it sucks for a while and then it gets better, and but it's just continually getting better and better and better and better, dude. It's the weird thing. Like, I can say this, as bad as the world's chaos is, my life's never been better, dude. Like, in a weird way. You know what I mean? Like, on the actual, like, writing it down on paper, my life's never been better, both in reality, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Yeah, man, I wish I was scoring perfect waves today. I didn't, though. Oh well. I spent all day cleaning up the garage, dude, sorting out Legos, dude. What a gift, what an abundant gift that was, dude. Because when I got here 13 years ago, I didn't have anything, dude. I mean, I just had a skateboard, a surfboard, a broken down truck, and a bad attitude. That's all I had. I came to this game with that. A bad attitude, an old pickup truck, a funky surfboard, and a funky skateboard, and no prospect of a brighter tomorrow. Yeah, that first year I'm thinking about it. Like, yeah, after that first year, I wasn't like, oh, this is rad, dude. Dude, that was like where the real work began, because again, is your perception of what happiness is changing, and your perception of what abundance is and prosperity is changing too. So you made it around the sun, so you can make it through a day. Yeah, dude, year 2 and 3. Oh, dude, let's not remember, like, my life didn't get truly awesome till Owl was born. And, I didn't get that without my truly rad wife, who just fully challenges me at all times, dude. You know what I mean? She's just the gift that keeps on giving. And I mean that in the most loving, serious, multidimensional way, dude, right? I've had to learn some real deep lessons that only my wife could have taught me, both beautiful ones and horrifying ones. You know what I mean? But all of them at the end have gotten me to this point where I truly am grateful to have learned forgiveness and dignity and grace and all the things that we talk about here. Yeah, I'm still a lunatic, dude. I'm still like a dude who rants about stuff and wants to go out and, like, punch holes in the walls, dude. Don't think for a second that just because, like, I've achieved, like, some sort of happiness and spirituality, I don't wake up some days just fully pissing on my own head, just like, yeah, it sucks. Rah. I'm constantly stuck in my head wondering if I made the wrong decision. Did I make the right decision? Did I make the wrong decision? Should I do this better? Why am I? So as we come to the end of this, everybody, just take it easy on yourself. To Trilly Lily, who relapsed and's got 4 days back, congratulations, stay with it. To Skank Hunt, who's just detoxed, stick with it. To Ben, to Breaking the Chains, to everyone out there, dude, it's a team sport, dude. It's a team sport. So please reach out for help. Go call someone in your community. Get in a meeting. I know it seems cliche-ish, but just go to a meeting, dude. And there's Jane Black with her commitment, dude. So again, if you're feeling suicidal, that's a real thing. Please seek help. Brenda, thank you. So I'm going to give you both the Canadian and the United States Suicide Prevention Line. The United States National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. And the Canadian Suicide Hotline, and I would imagine the Canadians, like, this is a handy number to have. 1-833-456-4566. Canadian Suicide Hotline number is 1-833-456-4566. Thank you, Kimmy. Thank you, Jane. Look, man, it may not seem like it right now if you're suicidal, that you don't have a reason to live, that this is the end. You do. Your life's important. You may not understand how important, but you don't want to be one of these people. And I've been to these funerals the last couple of years where a bunch of people show up to your funeral and are like, bummed you're gone. You count. Somebody loves you out there, and you can be of service to somebody. So today is not the day to go out. Today's the day to choose life. And if you need to call someone, please call someone, because the people on the other end of that phone know exactly what's good. There's no one at the end of these suicide prevention lines that doesn't know what it is. And mental health, please reach out to someone. And if you're an alcoholic, drug addict, or a cake eater, or a person with sex issues or whatever, please call the hotline numbers out there. There's I only can speak for AA, but wherever you are in the United States, and probably most likely anywhere on the planet, there is an AA central office. You can call that number, and worst case scenario, there's a meeting to go to. If not, there's probably a person on the other end of it who would be more than happy to talk to you and more than happy to provide you help. So please, life's a team sport, and thank you. God bless you, and let's end it with the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Amen. God has blessed us. Good night.